Hey, this is Russ with Winged Saber Historical Fencing.
And I'm Kevin with Winged Saber Historical Fencing.
So I had a gentleman in Patreon ask me a question, which was answered to his satisfaction about blocking with straight versus curved blades. But it came back up when Kevin said, hey, you've got this. Is there any reason I can't fight with this as well? And the answer is, yeah, you totally can, but there are things that have to be adjusted. So while the gent on Patreon was perfectly satisfied with the question, my brain went, ho ho, this is a recurring question. I better get this on video. So can you step back and throw cut one with a straight blade?
Cut one.
So I have a mostly decent bind here. I'm not stepping quite as far back as I could because blocking on camera and stuff. In theory, I could be back here, but even here, he's locked out. The arc of this saber is providing me protection that, as you'll see, wouldn't exist with a straight blade. And let's get this on camera so you can actually see the differences. So here I am. I'm going to do my order of operations. I turn to face the blow, et cetera, et cetera. Go ahead, cut.
Cut one.
So I've got more or less the same bind. I've got more or less the same angle, but notice the tip there. Even if I come up here, he's got stuff he can immediately do. And then I have to go to the eye doctor, and it's just a terrible day, right? So if I hold my blade straight forward, it's even worse. Cut one slowly and gently, because this is going to suck for me.
Okay.
Cut one.
One, slowly.
If I come in this way, because I'm thinking of the point, notice how he comes on the bevel, and he begins to command my flat. I have not given him the flat, but the interaction between the blades, because he's got a curved blade and I've got a straight one, makes it very easy to roll the edge bevel, even though this is blunt. Works even better with sharps. Don't ask me how I know that, Hemaland. This is a bad day for me. So I have to do something different if I'm going to simulate using a Palash or an Officersdegen or a Haudegen or any of those other weapons. You may know them as spadroons or French straight-bladed sabers. I use the East Central European names. Can I fence with this or even a Palash like this? Yes, I totally can. In fact, I'm going to shift to this one right now just because it'll be visually a little bit easier for folks to see what I'm doing. But I have to make modifications. So cut one.
So, and for clarification, a Palash is
a straight-bladed saber.
Eastern European word for straight saber.
Saber handle, straight blade, Palash.
Okay.
All right, so he goes to cut.
One.
Freeze. Normally, I would turn and do this, but that's not good enough because I don't have a three-dimensional arc. Instead, I'm going to let my hand travel further out to the side and take the blow here. He continues the block. And Kevin can tell me whether I'm right or wrong, but I'm looking at that binding going, he's got nothing.
Yeah, it's too far. The only thing I could conceivably do is go for your arm. But you know that.
Yeah, and I haven't moved my body or my feet or done any of the other things I would do if we didn't have to worry about blocking on camera. So my block actually would go from looking something like this to much more like that.
Okay.
This is a violation of the standard rule, but it lets us modify the system to use pretty much any straight blade you want. So if he cuts two. From here, I've gotten my body turn in, stay still. If I did this in alignment, danger, Will Robinson. Blah. That's easy peasy. He's got so many options he can immediately execute because I don't have that arc creating a three-dimensional shell to edge him out. Cut two again.
Two.
But now I'm out here. I've come off my center line just enough to create that big arc using my arm. And now Kevin will vouch he's not feeling as confident. Now it's completely different. There are so many things I can do. That's an obvious, that's an obvious, that's an obvious. We've just got lots of options. We can even like pretend we're doing Arnis and go into stuff like that. Because, I mean, what if my drunk uncle's swinging something heavy at me, right? We don't want to stab our drunk uncle. We want to like wait until he gets to the apologetic stage and then tuck him into bed. So you can use the Living Lineages system to fence with damn near anything. And yes, that even includes longswords. I have played Heresy Longsword quite successfully with the system. It's not quite Ux, it's not quite Plug, it's close. But remember, there is a difference between having a straight line that I'm moving in space and the rotation of my blade gives me nothing. It's still just a straight line. And hand me that saber, please. And having a curved blade that creates a three-dimensional arc as I turn. Now the rotation of the blade gives me something, and it's something I don't have with a straight blade. It's special. Because a curved blade, as y'all have heard me say before, is nothing but a long blade squeezed into a short space. The long, straight blade may have a reach advantage, it may have a thrusting advantage depending on how you fight with it, but we get a really, really cool style of block for free. If I take it out to the side and this starts looking a little bit like Bolognese play, that's not an accident. That's how you take these kind of blocks out safely. So this was about you. You got any questions real quick? Come on back and screen.
Yeah.
You got any questions to follow up with?
At the moment, no, but you know me. I ask questions as they come up. I've been doing that for years. I will continue to do so.
Okay, cool.
That's how I learn. I like this stuff.
All right. Well, thanks, y'all. Have fun and go do the thing.
Yeah.
We've got more videos and content coming, so if you liked what you saw and it was useful for you, please stab the like button, /subscribe, and punch the little bell icon so that you're notified immediately when new content comes available. Thanks, and go do the thing.